dynasties that emerged after the 7th century. In today's class, let us know about new kings and kingdoms. It is your second chapter in your history part, New Kings and Kingdoms. New kings and kingdoms. Let us know about this.
Yes, in this map we can locate so many dynasties which ruled during the time of 7th and 12th centuries. As I told before, the Chahamanas and Gurjara Pratiharas, Chandelas, Paramaras, Palas, Gangas, and even Rashtrakutas, Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas. These were the dynasties which ruled during the time of or during the time between the 7th and 12th centuries in different parts of the subcontinent. Let us know about the emergence of new dynasties. The emergence of new dynasties. By the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. By the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. And existing kings often acknowledged them as their subordinates or samantas. What happened? By the time of 7th century, there were big landlords. Landlords means they were the owner of the lands. By the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. And existing kings often acknowledged them as their subordinates or samantas. What happened in the 7th century means, by the 7th century there were big landlords. During the 7th century there were big landlords. Landlords means a person who owns or rents land. Landlords are owners of the land. And even there were warrior chiefs. Warrior chiefs means a person who is actively engaged in battles or conflicts or warfare. They are soldiers or combatant. They were in different regions of the subcontinent. They were in the different parts of the continent, which is called also subcontinent. By the 7th century, the owners of the land called landlords as well as soldiers or warrior chiefs who were actively engaged in battles or conflicts were in different regions of the subcontinent or different regions of the parts of India. And existing kings often acknowledged them as their subordinates or samantas. And even there were so many powerful rulers or kings were ruling that time, which acknowledged they accepted or recognized or admitted some other rulers as subordinate, as their subordinates or samantas. Subordinates means placed in a lower class or rank or position. Existing kings were ruling during that time. They accepted or recognized or admitted or accepted others as their subordinates. The existing kings placed a lower class or rank or they gave a position to some other rulers. They were also called as subordinates or samantas. Samantas were also the ruler, but they were placed as in lower rank or position by the existing kings or rulers. As Samantas gained power and wealth, they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta or Mahamandaleshwara. At the beginning, existing kings were rulers, or the powerful rulers were ruling a particular place, and they treated or they gave some lower position or rank to their subordinates who were called as Samantas. But later the time, the Samantas also gained power like king, and even they gained wealth and they started to rule over the places, and later they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta as well as Mahamandaleshwara. These were the titles they given to themselves. Which were the titles they given to themselves? Mahasamanta or Mahamandaleshwara. These were the titles given themselves by the Samantas. Mahasamanta or Mahamandaleshwara means the great lord of a circle or region. Mahamandaleshwara or Mahasamanta means the great lord of a circle or region, means they were the great lord or powerful kings of a particular region. So they called themselves as Mahamandaleshwara or Mahasamanta, and hence they gained power and wealth like existing kings. One such instance was that of the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan. Initially, they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. At the beginning, existing rulers have their own power, and they gave some lower rank or position to their subordinates who were called as Samantas, and later period the Samantas became Mahasamantas and they called themselves as Mahamandaleshwara, and they gained power as well as wealth. And for that we can give an examples of Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakutas were also during the time of that 7th century, they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. Means Chalukyas of Karnataka were ruling that time in the Karnataka region. Rashtrakutas were their subordinate, or Rashtrakutas were their Samantas during the period of Chalukyas of Karnataka. But later Rashtrakutas built their own power in the Deccan region. Initially, they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka, but later they gained their own power, especially in the mid-8th century. Dantidurga, a founder of Rashtrakuta dynasty, he became Rashtrakuta chief in the mid-8th century in the Deccan region, and he overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual called Hiranya Garbha. What happened? At the beginning, Rashtrakutas were the subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka, but in the mid-8th century, Dantidurga, a chief or the ruler of Rashtrakuta, overthrew his Chalukya lord or ruler, and later Dantidurga performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha, means literally it is called as golden womb. And when this ritual was performed with the help of Brahmanas, it was thought to lead to the rebirth of the sacrificer as a Kshatriya, even if he was not one by birth. What happened? At the beginning, Rashtrakutas were not at all the Kshatriyas, they were not belongs to the Kshatriya caste, but Dantidurga, a great ruler of Rashtrakuta dynasty, performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha by the help of Brahmanas, and through this ritual it was thought to lead to the rebirth, because it was called as, at the beginning, Rashtrakutta's ruler, Dantidurga, was not belongs to Kshatriya dynasty or Kshatriya caste, and through this perform or through this ritual, he is called as, he was led to the rebirth called Kshatriya. He belongs to Kshatriya caste through this sacrifice, and even if he was not won by the birth. And in other cases, men from enterprising families used their military skills to carve out kingdoms. For instance, the Kadamba Mayura Sharman and the Gurjara Pratihara Harichandra. And in other cases, men from enterprising families used their military skills to carve out kingdoms. Not only the Samantas gained power or wealth, some of the men who belongs to some of their enterprising families also used their military skills, and hence they carve out their own kingdoms. They built or they established their own kingdoms. For examples, in the Kadamba dynasty, the Kadamba ruler called Mayura Sharman, as well as in the Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, there was a great warrior or chief called Harichandra. They were Brahmanas who gave up their traditional professions, and they took to arms successfully and established kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan respectively. This Kadamba Mayura Sharman and Gurjara Pratihara's ruler Harichandra, by birth they were Brahmanas, but they gave up their traditional rituals or professions, and they took arms as Kshatriya, and they established their own kingdoms, especially Kadambas in Karnataka and Gurjara Pratiharas in Rajasthan. Means Mayura Sharman in Kadamba dynasty established his kingdom in Karnataka, and Harishchandra, who belongs to Gurjara Pratihara dynasty, established his rule in Rajasthan respectively. Administration in the kingdoms. Let us know about the administration in the kingdoms. Many of these new kings adopted high-sounding titles such as Maharaja, Adhiraja means great king or overlord kings, even Tribhuvana Chakravartin means lord of the three worlds, and so on. Many of these new kings, the new kings established their own rule or kingdoms, and hence they adopted some of the high sounding titles. Means they recognized themselves as powerful, and hence they adopted or they acknowledged themselves with some of the titles such as Maharaja, Adhiraja means great king. They called themselves as great king, and even they called themselves as Adhiraja means overlord of kings, means they were the lord of the kings. Those were existing rulers or kings are there, but new kings called themselves as they were the lord, they were the kings for the existing kings. Hence they adopted titles called Maharaja or Adhiraja. Maharaja means great king, Adhiraja means overlord kings. And they called themselves as Tribhuvana Chakravartin. Tribhuvana Chakravartin means lord of the three worlds, and so on. Means they called themselves as so powerful. They were the kings or they were the lord for three worlds. They called or they recognized themselves like that, and they adopted such titles during that time. The new kings often shared power with their Samantas as well as with associations of peasants, traders, and Brahmanas. What happened? New kings often shared their power with their Samantas or subordinates. Means the new kings shared their power with means they took the help of their subordinates as well as samantas who were ranked lower class or position, or who were placed as a lower class rank or position, as well as the new kings shared their power with other associations of the societies who belongs to other occupations, or they belongs to other group of the societies called peasants. Peasants means farmers or tenants, and even with traders means those who were engaged themselves in trading activities, means they were the merchants and all, and even with the brahmanas, the highest source or caste, or the dominant or leading caste in the society, or the priest class called brahmanas. So the new kings shared their power with the samantas or subordinates, as well as with the other associations or group of the society called peasants means farmers, traders means merchants, as well as with the scholars or the priest class called brahmanas. In each of these states, resources were obtained from the producers, that is peasants, cattle keepers, artisans, so on. So, in each of these states means new kings established their own kingdoms, and they established power in their own states, and that power they would be given to some of the subordinates or samantas, and even also for the peasants and traders and brahmanas. So in each of these states, resources means wealth were obtained from the producers, that is to the help of peasants means farmers or tenants who grew crops and all, and to the help of cattle keepers means those who are domesticate cattle, and to the help of artisans. Artisans means a skilled or manual worker who were using tools and machineries and all. Through these group or the associations of the workers in each of the states, resources were obtained or the wealth were gained in the form of producers or in the form of products which were produced by the peasants means farmers or cattle keepers, as well as with the artisans. These resources were used to finance the king's establishment, as well as for the construction of temples and forts, and they were also used to fight wars. What happened? The wealth or the resources were obtained or gained through the association of producers, or the production or the products which were made by the artisans or as well as the peasants and cattle keepers. These resources which are produced by the artisans or farmers as well as cattle keepers, these were used to finance the king's establishment. These resources or wealth were used for the purpose of king's establishment. These money or finance were used for the establishment of king's rule in a particular region, state, or in a kingdom, and as well as these resources were used for the construction of temples as well as forts. During that time, the resources were also used for the construction of temples and even for the forts in a particular region under the rule of a king. And forts were established or built, or they were used to fight wars, and temples were used to offer prayers, and forts they were used to fight wars. and which were in turn expected to lead to the acquisition of wealth in the form of plunder and access to land as well as trade routes. And even resources were used to fight wars, to fight with the enemies or with the rivalries, or to save their kingdoms, or to save a particular region or the kingdom by a particular rulers or by the king. These resources were used, means they were used to fight wars, to use to save their kingdoms. And the functionaries of collecting revenue were generally recruited from influential families, and even from the positions were often hereditary. Some of the positions were often hereditary, for example, kinship and all, and even these revenues were generally recruited from influential families, means farmers' families or artisans' families or whether cattle keepers' families. They were also given, or they were also produced revenue for the king. And this was true about the army as well. In many cases, close relatives of the king held these positions, and some of the important positions in a kingdom were also decorated by some of the army men as well as some of the close relatives of the king. This is all about today's class. Once again, I'm going to recall the points which we come across in today's class. The emergence of new dynasties means by the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. Later, existing kings often recognized or admitted them as their subordinates or samantas, and the samantas gained power or supremacy or wealth. And they declared themselves as Maha Samanta or Mahamandaleshwara, means the great lord of a circle or region. And one such instance or example was that of the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan. Initially, at the beginning, they were the subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka, and later they gained power and wealth and they established their own rule. And in other cases, men from some enterprising families also use their military skills and they carve out their own kingdoms. For example, Mayura Sharman in Kadamba dynasty as well as Arichandra in Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. And when we look into the administration in the kingdoms, many of these new kings adopted high-sounding titles such as themselves Maharaja, Adhiraja and Tribhuvana Chakravarti and all. And later what happened means they also shared their power with Samantas and with some other association of the societies called peasants, traders and Brahmanas. And some resources were obtained from the producers called peasants and cattle keepers and artisans. And these resources were used to finance the kings for the establishment of his kingdom or construction of temples and forts, and even some of the fight they were used for some of the wars and all, and they used to fight wars. And even the functionaries of collecting revenue were generally recruited from the influential families as well, and sometimes that position were also often hereditary, going to one by one. And this was true about the army as well, and even in many cases close relatives of the king held these positions. This is all about today's class.
Yes, dear children,